Good morning. Welcome to the start of another busy, beautiful week here on the farm. Lots going on today, lots going on all week. We're going to combine beans this afternoon. We've got a 58-acre field just up the road from where we finished up on Saturday night. We're going to do, and then hopefully get moved to the next one after that. We'll see how the day goes. Did a little work on our disc ripper here already this morning. We had some issues when Brock was running it there Friday, whenever it was. Anyway, we got it, we're getting it fixed. So the hydraulic hoses on this thing come down and they run through the tongue here, and then they come out and split in different directions. And one of the hoses that come out this way and hooked up to here had worn a hole through it. And so we had to take that one out. And Dad is working on getting a replacement hose. We also have a broken bolt on this one disc gang hanger. So we're getting a replacement bolt. Dad's working on that. And then there was one of our closing discs hubs that was pretty tight, and we decided to change that. So nothing super major, but a few little things that needed to be fixed and worked on. So we're getting that. I don't know if we have, the only field I know that is ready to go is the one right south of the barn here, the tile lines. And there's only 24 acres there. So I need to get some more fertilizer spread. I'm gonna work on that. There's some gypsum here this morning. I gotta get some lime lined up. We'll talk about that some other time, but I'm gonna work on those things for now. And then we'll go spread stuff until we can start combining. Oh yeah, we do have an O-ring on the grain cart we got to address too, but that should be a pretty easy fix, so I'm not too concerned about that one. Let's go spread some gypsum. Check our oil here. That looks good. All right. Now this field that we're going to spread is 100 acres, and we won't be able to do it all on one load. It's going to take two 25,000 pound loads to spread that whole field. So we're going to try and make sure we got 25,000 in there. Well, we have got a pretty good load on our spreader here. Just shy of 25,000 pounds. Close enough. And we picked up a rider. It's stinky in here? I don't smell anything. What do you think it smells like? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna go get this one spread out. So this is where we finished up combining there on Saturday night, and had pretty good beans out here. So we're spreading this gypsum. Like I said, this will do about half of this field. Our equipment is still sitting over there, so we're gonna have to go around that for right now. We might just get this first load done and then decide to go combine and worry about the second one tomorrow or something. I don't know. We'll see. I do want to keep the combine moving as much as possible, and while the fertilizer and the tillage, and especially the plant wheat, is all important things, they are secondary to keeping the combine moving, maybe with the exception of plant wheat. But we'll see what we can get done today. Just got a lot to going on. You being okay? Or are you being grumpy? Your face is still blue. See that blue dot on your face right there? Somebody's decided to start coloring on themselves with the markers nowadays. Anyway, we are just about empty here. I think we can make one more round. Our landlord here has some cattle and stuff, and looks like they spread some manure out in the field. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. They did a good job spreading it, nice and even. But we are putting chicken litter on this field as well. There's a big old pile of it over there. So this little square here is probably gonna be the best spot on the farm next year. Got a little extra manure. That's not gonna hurt nothing. So anyway, yeah, we'll get this spread out and we're gonna head back to the farm. I got a wagon load of wheat that I treated for somebody that he wants to come pick up, so I'm gonna go get that out or opened up for him. He can get that, and then I think it's probably time to go combine beans pretty quick. Or maybe grab an early lunch and then go combine beans. Well, we've made a little dent in the gypsum pile. Not a big one. It's all right, we're getting there. A little bit at a time and we will get there. The bean fields that we're harvesting today and tomorrow are also going to get gypsum, so that gives us some more places to do it. I got that lime lined up, so hopefully they'll bring that this week and we can get the rest of the gypsum and the lime spread and then switch back over to fertilizer for the rest of that. But yeah, we're doing good. We're getting stuff done. Dad's back with our parts for the disc ripper. He's working on that, so we'll see how that's doing. And then she's got to go home, and we're going to get started combining, hopefully within the hour. All right, I took Rayleigh home. Dad got our disc ripper all done and out of here. We're going to go head up to the field. We got to fix that O-ring on the grain cart, and then we'll get stuff moved and start combining. There's a solenoid on this auger fold here, and there's an O-ring right there that is blown. So we've got to take this out, find a new O-ring, put it back in. Shouldn't be too big a deal. Found one. Solenoid back on. Ooh, which way was this? It was that way. And here's our cap. There's a button on the end of that. No, okay. That one on. There we go. And we're off. Brock just called me. He's around, so that's good. He can either plant wheat or maybe bring the cart up here or something. It'd be nice to have a grain cart just to get this field opened up. After that, we won't need it. This is a triangular shaped field. Looks something like that. And I don't know how good these beans are going to be. This is a really good variety that I really like. But I just don't know if we got a little less rain up here and a little fuller season beans that probably aren't quite as good. So we'll see how it goes. We're gonna get it opened up, and then I can go with Dad to get the grain cart moved up here. Okay, well, I was gonna go get the grain cart, and then I guess Brock and Phil are bringing it. Gonna get some trucks or something. I don't know. Brock's gonna plant wheat. Phil's gonna run trucks. We'll see if he puts these in the bins or takes them to town. I have no idea. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna combine. Got the field opened up here. The long passes along the river done over there. Phil's getting trucks moved up. We got the grain cart in one of the trucks. He's gonna bring the other truck because I think he's gonna haul some of these to town, so it'll take him a little longer. So I'll have the truck here just in case. They don't look like they're gonna be our best beans, but they're not bad. So we're mid-50s right now, but usually you get better once you get off the end rows. There is a little bit of a sand ridge kind of through the middle back here. You can see it on this yield map already showing up, the orange spots there. They'll get better as we come down through here, except for the spot that they're drowned out down there. And you can see we got a few yellow leaves. Nothing that's gonna slow us down, I don't think. No big deal. Look at that flag hanging out there. It's working pretty well. We haven't ripped it off yet. Doing good. The sticker, or magnet, on the unloading auger, however. Yeah, you can't even see it. She's covered up in dirt. We have to wash that. They're still dusty today. Can't see very good, but it's all right. We've got a little bit more of a breeze. It's kind of blowing it away, which is helpful. It looks like we still have a long way to go there, which we do, but when you look at our map up here, we're over half done. We've got 36 of the 58 acres in this field done already, so a few green leaves here on this sand ridge. You can see the worst spot of this field was back here. We're kind of getting out of that. We drop down into this lower ground up in front of us, and the beans get much better. They're decent beans. They're not great beans, but they're not horrible beans. About what I expected for the fuller season beans, especially up north here where it's quite a bit drier than as you move south. So we'll keep running along here. We're behind this first house lot. The rows get a lot shorter now that we're, one, a long ways down the angle here, and then we start working behind this house lot, and then this house, and then the rows get real short. That's okay. We got to stop and empty our grain cart when we get back down to the other end of the field. Well, I was just finishing my round, and the grain cart is full, so I was going to go and empty it, and then Phil pulled in with the other truck, which is just behind us, and he was walking down there, so I'm going to let him unload the grain cart. And we're about done here. Just got this little bit of a triangle here left. You can see exactly what I told you was going to happen. This spot up here is a little bit sandier, lighter ground, and it dried out. Beans weren't great there. And then as we got into more of the river bottom stuff behind the building sites here, much, much better beans. Overall, we'll take them. They're not fantastic, but they're not bad. So that's good. We've only got maybe 4 acres left to do here, something like that, 3 or 4 acres. I'll let him get the cart empty and then get the combine emptied and finish this up. And we'll have to get moved. We've got another 86-acre field we're heading to after this one. When you farm a triangle and you get to the point, the rows get mighty short. Just the nature of it. Are we going to get it all on this last one? Nope. Close. Just a little bit left there. Alright, well, we got this field done here. Ended up at 58. We'll take that. I will take that. Definitely got better here in the low ground, right along the river. Okay, we got a pretty good sized move to make here, distance, and get everything moved. I'm gonna stop at the farm. We're going the opposite direction of the farm, so we're gonna go right past and we'll fill up the fuel and stuff. And I want to wash my windows. They're dusty and the dust is stuck on them real hard. I can't just wipe it off. All right, we got our fuel put in, def tank loaded up, and our windows are clean. Phil's dumping a truck. Got the head here. The grain cart's still up at the field, and I think there's a truck up there yet too. So we'll just get some stuff moved. But it's still gonna take us a while. It's about 4 o'clock now. When I say the windows are clean, I mean cleaner than they were. Holy cow, that's bad. It takes so much Windex. I used half a bottle of Windex to wash these windows because the dust sticks to them and it just soaks that stuff up. It'd be better to hose them off than to use the spray bottle, but that's what I had. Here is the next target. 86 acres here. Same variety we were just running. We're going to just do around here on these ends, or partial pass on the ends. And we got to go get our grain cart trucks and stuff. But we need somewhere to be able to park them, so I'm opening it up. Everything takes a long time. It is about 5:30 now, and we are, I forgot the warning lights. Finally got the cart down here in the combine. Phil's going to bring a truck in a little bit. They're open till 7 at the elevator, so we should get 1 load in for sure. Don't know if we'll get a second one in tonight or not. Doesn't really matter. Let's see what we can get done. Certainly won't get the whole field here tonight. Oh yeah, I've got our little drop pan on there as well. You can see it kind of hanging up under the rear axle here. Make sure I put it on the right way. There's an arrow that says this side towards cab or something somewhere. Maybe that was on the other one. Anyway, I turned it on there. We're not going to run that on the end rows. But once we get stuff opened up, I've got the remote in the cab up here. We'll do a little loss test and see how that thing works. All right, so we are on our 3rd pass, got the end rows done. I am fighting this. So this is our yield loss monitor here, and I haven't seen that at all this harvest. All of a sudden it's shot way up. I'm trying to slow down, control that, but I've got our thing armed and ready to go. So what we're gonna do is go in here, and we're actually gonna hit this set to current when we push this button, so that it'll basically calibrate that to be right in the middle. And then we'll compare that and see what's in our pan and see if we like it or not. So let's hit set current, push the button, drop the pan. We're gonna harvest until we're a little ways past it, and then we'll go out and collect our sample. See if this worked. We'll let the dust clear a little bit here. So there's our pan sitting out here in the field. I'm gonna have to pull my app up, so this is gonna be a little hard for me to film and do that at the same time, but let's see what we've got in here. I see a couple beans, so, you know, there's something. All right, now we've got this little air separator thing here. I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh yeah, well, it'll draw from the side, so we'll turn that on. Now, well, let's dump all this stuff in first. All right, so we're gonna take this and dump it in there. All right, so now we got that in there. We're gonna turn on our switch and turn on this little fan until it starts blowing all that stuff out. A little more. We want it to blow the chaff out, but not the beans. This is gonna be great for taking wheat samples next summer. Pick some of the heavy stuff out. Make sure there's no beans in there. More beans than I want. Monitor was right. Okay, we're gonna get that cleaned up and then we're gonna weigh it. Okay, we got that cleaned up. There's a lot of broken beans in there. We're gonna have to make an adjustment for that. I've got our scale set here. We've got a little tray on there. It is zeroed, so we'll pour these beans onto that tray. Hopefully without spilling them, but we're in the pan if we do. .4 grams. Okay, now I gotta go into the app and put in a bunch of numbers, and I'll let you know what that translates to. It might not be as bad as I thought initially. All right, that translates to 3.2 bushels per acre. That's too much. So we've got to figure out how to dial that in a little bit. But our loss monitor was telling us that it was too much. So it was right, basically. But we're gonna make some adjustments and we'll get it so that it's not showing that it's a bunch of loss, and then we will do this again. Okay, I think I made a little bit of a mistake when I calibrated this, because it changed that number to 21, which makes it less sensitive. So now we're showing zeros up here, but it was at 15 before. Let's put it back to 15 so we know how we're doing relative to what it was showing when we dropped that pan. When we dropped that pan, we were maxed out. We're gonna leave it there. I put it back, and right now I think we're good, but I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, we gotta get a truck loaded because Phil wants to get out of here. It's after 6 and they close at 7, so we're gonna get him loaded, and then we'll worry about it. So much for my nice clean windows that I just washed. That didn't last very long. It's all right. Phil's trying to get that truck loaded, so he's running cart for me while we're loading here. The loss monitor's better. I don't know, maybe I just gotta go a little slower here. There's a lot of material in some of these, but I think what a lot of it is we just have small beans. I think these late beans are a lot smaller seed size. They ran out of moisture and didn't develop and fill out very much. A half mile down the road that way, we had one of the fields we already ran that went in the upper 60s for yield, and here we're in the upper 50s. It's about a 10 bushel difference. They were planted very similar time frame. This one was actually planted earlier, maybe by 3 or 4 days, but these are a group 3 bean. These are 3.0s. Those other ones were 2.2s. And these ran out of moisture. I think that's what we're gonna see. Now these might creep up, you know, as we get into some of the better parts of the field and stuff, but yeah, that's second year in a row that our early beans are gonna end up better than our late beans. Ah, dust. Can't see anything. Anyway, this hopefully will be enough to fill that truck. Some of these beans are really good, some of them are not so great, but it is what it is. Going right into the sun. I was gonna say it's cool watching the grain cart unloading on the go and everything, but you can't see anything with the sun there anyway, so oh well. Alright, Phil is taking off with that truck. So we got a little time. So there's our yield loss monitor. Let's go ahead and drop that pan. Where'd my remote go? I gotta find it. What did I do with it? I stuck it in my pocket. There we go. So we're gonna drop our pan again, watch the light, signal, and dropped. Okay, combine over it, and we'll run this again. So now we know our loss monitor was showing basically 0 loss, and we'll see how much different it is than the first time. Oh man, there ain't much of a breeze, if any. That dust is brutal. So there's our pan. I want to look at something this time that I did not last time. We're going to move this and see if there's any beans underneath of it. Of where our pan was. Now any beans that we can see under there or anything is basically what would have been behind the head. Didn't come out of the combine. I see 1, 2.5 right there. There's one. There's another half of one. That's basically it. So that's not too bad. Our header loss is not 0, but it's not terrible. So, all right, let's put all that material into our blower here and clean it up. Again, the dust. Come on, blow away from me, not towards me. A breezy day would make this a lot more pleasant. It definitely looks like less. I'm gonna actually pick out the beans this time, because some of those sticks don't want to come out of there. Maybe I'm gonna pick them out. Holy cow, they're hard to grab. What's that say? Okay, hold on. Okay, there we got it working. It said unstable before, so. That's our units here. Ounces. Grams. Do those really not weigh any grams? I'm questioning our scale here. Huh. Okay, well, I need to try and tear it or start that over, but that's what we got. Everything that's left in here is little shriveled up beans that never developed. They weren't going to yield anything or add any weight. So let's see, what if I do this and we hit tear? Does that zero it? Now what if I dump those in there? 1. We have got 1 gram, it says. I don't know if I believe that. I wonder if I got some dirt or something under it. Well, anyway, we'll say there's 1 gram, and I'll put that in the app and see what it says. It says 0.6 bushels per acre, and actually, you know what? I believe that, and it went up to 1.1, so I put that number in there. It says 0.6 bushels per acre, and given that 3 kernels per square foot approximately is what we generally figure is 1 bushel per loss for how much area this pan is. I don't know how wide this is exactly across the top here. But that's about right. That's because you're probably 2.5 square feet here, something like that. It's 40 inches wide, so we're more than 2.5, but we're not a foot wide. So 2 to 2.5 square feet to have, what do we got? 6, 8, 9-ish beans. Yeah, that'd be close to our, yeah, I think those numbers make sense. That works. So anyway, what that means is that our loss monitor is right. It's not lying to us, and we need to trust it. So, our Bushel Plus system. This was just the first time we've really tried it and tested it. It works. It's really cool. So if you want to be able to actually tell how much is coming out of the back of your combine, that system works really good because it's literally catching it. It's separating anything that may be coming off of the header loss, which we saw just a little bit of there, but even less than what was coming through the combine. So, you know, we can see that under the pan, but we can definitely catch how much our actual losses are and be able to calculate that. And having a scale and weighing it is far more accurate than just counting the kernels up, right? So that's really cool. I think that it does a really great job of that. And when you start running the numbers on how much, you know, if we were just to run at 3 bushels per acre loss like that first sample instead of 0.6, what the difference is there in dollars per acre or anything like that, like, it's worth the time to calibrate it and get your combine dialed in. Make sure your loss monitor isn't lying to you, and that it's showing accurate numbers. It's worth the time and effort. Now, that said, we're going to keep using this thing. I can already tell you that it's going to be one of those things that it's like, I don't want to take the time to do that. I don't want to slow down. I don't want to mess with it. I just want to go. And it says not to leave it on the combine when you're not using it, like to have it, you know, it's not a permanent install thing, right? You just put it on when you use it, and then you take it off and be done with it. And I totally understand that because it's held on there with magnets. They don't want you to lose it, especially if you're in corn stalks or something. It could get knocked off. I get that. But like, I didn't use it Saturday, because I didn't have it with me. I left it at the office, and I had no way to get it to the field to me. And so I was like, well, I guess we're not going to mess with it. And today I didn't have it in the first field because it was still in the office. I was back at the farm when we were moving fields, and I thought, I'm going to grab that. But remembering to bring it with you or have it on hand is going to be a challenge. And then just being willing to take the time to actually sit down and do it. So I'm really looking forward to trying it in corn, being able to see it there in action, and also in wheat and the different crops. Theoretically, once we get this loss monitor dialed in, it should be pretty accurate. Right now it says 1 bar, like I'm not throwing anything through. I trust that, and the idea is that you calibrate it so that when it's in the green bars right in the middle, that's an acceptable loss, and as long as you don't go over that, you're okay. What's an acceptable loss? Well, that's different for everybody, right? At 0.6 of a bushel, like we just saw, that's 1%. 60 bushel beans, that's 1%. That's probably acceptable. That's okay. 3 bushels is like 5%, or 3, whatever it was. It said it was 5.8%. That's not acceptable. That's too much. We can't throw that much out. You're slowing the combine down. But to think you're going to get to 0 loss and maintain that through any combine, I don't care what color it is unrealistic. So that's a pretty cool tool. We're going to use that a lot more. Thanks to the Bushels Plus people for sending that to me. Let me try it out. I appreciate it. So when I do live streams, I frequently get asked, what's the weirdest thing you've ever found in your field? Well, do you guys see that? I did not see that when we were combining there. We had to have pushed it out, though. How far? Oh, it was just right there. There's a dang tire in the field. It had to have been just right there and about 10 feet from where it was, and I just pushed it towards the end. Thank goodness it pushed and didn't go into the combine. Holy cow, that would have been a bad day. That's the problem here with this dust and these thick beans. Like, I couldn't see a tire if it was laying down there. And we're going into the little bit of breeze that we do have now. When you're going the other way, the dust just piles up in front of us here, and you can't see anything. I mean, the way the sun is right now, that's a little scary. Tire. Huh. I did get one hooked on a cornhead snout once. It's not the first tire I've found. Well then, the dust is hanging as the sun is setting. Yeah, can't see anything. Hope there's no tires down there. Yeah. I don't think we're going to be able to run real late here tonight. I'm going to guess we're going to get real tough pretty quickly. So, Phil is back from that first load that he hauled in. Maybe we'll fill the truck. We got to take the semi home because we don't have any other way to do it. So, looks like he's going to empty the grain cart. I don't know. We'll just go until we can. You want to see something cool? So part of my Connect Mobile, that's what we're running up here, is an iPad running Connect Mobile, but it has this relative grain loss. So basically it's the information from this display down here on the iPad and it maps it. And so we can kind of see that, okay, our loss is starting to get worse. So dark red is the worst, red is bad, green is target, that's kind of in the middle, that's okay. Yellow, or the dark yellow, whatever color you want to call that, mustard yellow, is good. That means we're low loss levels. Interesting to me here that if you look back at the first couple of passes, this red spot right here is where we did that first pan test that was showing me like 3.5 or 3.6 bushel loss. Was that what it was? Something like that. And then we made some adjustments, we slowed down, and it's been much better. But just the last 2 or 3 rounds here, it's starting to creep back up as the sun has gone down and the beans are starting to get tough. So, we're going slow now. We were running 4.5 mile an hour. We're down under 3, and it's going to get worse. So that's probably, we'll do this round. We might do one more if we want to try and fill the truck, but probably not going to get a lot here. Somewhere up here, there's a chicken litter pile that I really don't want to run into. It's closest to whether we're going to hit it or, it'll be inside the header width or not, but we're keeping a close eye out for it, which is hard to do when you can't even see the end of the head from the dust. This is about as bad as I have seen it, and I know it's just kind of the weather or the time of the night and the wind or lack thereof and the beans, but dang. Where is it? I think I see it right there in front of the truck. Just enough wind to... Oh, we got some green beans here, so the dust will settle a little. Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to have to go around it here. Okay, good. We'll be able to see it. All right, we are going to call it a night here. Should have enough on the cart to finish filling that truck. Dad's actually going to come pick us up. We're going to leave the semi here because the farm is that way. The elevator that it's going is that way. So, anyway, that's not a bad day. We got 31 acres done here, plus the 58-ish that we did in the first field. 90 acres on the day, plus an hour and a half move in there. So, yeah, it's not terrible. We'll finish this one up tomorrow. There's about 50 acres left here. And then the only other thing we can do is my plot. Probably won't try and do that tomorrow evening. We might try and open it up and do everything around the plot tomorrow. And then just wait until Wednesday, first thing, to do the actual soybean plot. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I got one of my kids has football practice tomorrow night that I should go to. I'm helping coach, and the actual coach asked me if I would call plays on Sunday, which I have not done. So be a good idea for me to go to practice. And we're not super busy, so it could be done. But we'll see. Anyway, wait for Dad to get here and we're heading home. Wiping my windows down again here. Hopefully the dust won't stick to them tonight. I already did this once since we have been here, but it won't hurt nothing.